Even
You're
if I
the one.
even if I did like David, okay? So
Why activists need to be poor?
Yeah,
That's-
poor and sad.
Yeah, people are making money in so many ways. We activists should be well paid.
who is this person asking me personal questions about my life? Like, yeah, I lied to them. Not that I did, but even if I did, so what?
Yeah, I mean, say a lot of people hate him just because he likes crypto, right? And that's, I mean, I don't think that's fair, but a lot of people, that's their thing. Okay, they hate him because of crypto. Why is everyone so certain about the lifestyle of James Aspey? Do people know shit that I don't know about this guy? Like, seems like kind of I mean, I don't know, man.
Good point.
Is he rich?
With someone like James Aspey, it does not even occur to him to say how much money he's raising and what the money is for. This is sort of mind-blowingly obvious, but James Aspey is not the only guy who engages in constant fundraising while ignoring these bare minimum requirements. The worst example in my mind's eye is Cenk Uygur of the Young Turks. I've heard Cenk Uygur say so many times that he earns less money than you'd think. He never states his salary. He never states how much money he's making out of the Young Turks. He runs the Young Turks as a business, not as a charity. No public accountability, and he's asking you for donations. Now, how much money do you think Cenk Uygur makes? You think he makes millions of dollars? Oh, well, he makes less than that. What, he only makes $1 million? It is just fundamentally absurd, immoral, and ridiculous to play this game with the public. And all you need to do is put up a screenshot. This is a screenshot I put up. I can tell you exactly how much money I made this month from YouTube, last month from YouTube. The amounts of money are so close to zero that, of course, it's not really worth talking about. And the fact of the matter is, I'm not even campaigning for donations. And I'm not saying the ridiculous, immoral, self-contradictory things that James Aspey is saying here. Now, in what sense is it immoral? If you donate money, you ought to know what it is you're donating for and how it is that money is being spent.
Is money going towards ending the animal holocaust? And then, obviously, like, it turned out that it was for the investment, which in your eyes, I suppose, means it is going towards ending the animal holocaust more eventually. So is that kind of what you were getting at when you said yes, it is?
Two things. So someone said, "Is this money going?" Sorry, do you remember what the?
There was yeah. It was like someone was like, "Is this money going to the ending the animal holocaust?" You said yes, it is, and then later on, I think you said, "I never said it was."
Right.
So it's kind of like a conflict.
Yes, I can explain this easily.
Why would you have concerns about what happens to your money when you donate to James Aspey? You should have concerns, one, because of what he doesn't show you, and two, because of what he does. What you see with James Aspey is him going on vacation. My catchphrase here is permanent vacation, but he's not on vacation all the time. But you see photographs of him swimming and being on catamarans and going to the beach. He's flying from one location to another. He's eating out at vegan restaurants. You mostly see James Aspey in a state of self-indulgence. Is that what you're paying for? Maybe it is. If he were just honest about it, if he said that you were donating to pay for him to go on vacation in Bali, Indonesia, if that were really the package he was selling to his donors, and donors were, consciously, intentionally, in a transparent way paying for that, if he were just being accountable for whoever it is he's spending this money going vacation in Bali, Indonesia, I guess I wouldn't be able to object to it. I'd just be able to say that his donors are stupid.
Let's say he wants to dedicate all of his time to animal rights, and he also wants to build a comfortable living for himself.
Yo, what's cracking, everybody? How you doing? So I'm here with my homie Randy. What up, big dog? Yo, Randy started getting very excited, and I was like, what the hell, what's going on, bro? He's like, come down here. Anyway, so Randy's the chart, man. I have no idea what all this stuff means, but Randy's very good at this. It's like another language to me. Anyway, why don't you tell everybody what's happened since the video I posted yesterday?
It was a deception in the very beginning of what you were buying.
Because the way I was sold on it was, this is going to change the future of the world. This is like an energy sharing program for the whole world. It feels like it's this like hyped up gambling game that's like, now, look at the numbers are going up, they're going up. And then to focus on your followers, to like share this as non-financial advice to like hundreds of thousands of followers that you have gotten to trust you through the years through your work in animal rights. So like you've built up a trust with these people, and now you're using that trust from one area, which was animal rights, to get them to like get excited about this gambling program you're in, and nobody really knows like how it's going to all turn out.
Okay, so anyways, when we posted the video, the price was hanging around the mid $8. This morning it went down to about $8.10, and then right now we went from actually $8.19 all the way to a high of $9.90.
Who are these people? Are they paying my bills? Am I their slave? Are they my boss? Like, who are they? They don't deserve the information to my life if I don't want to give it to them. Even if I did like David, okay? So, yeah, I said no, because who is this person asking me personal questions about my life? Like, I lied to them. Not that I did, but even if I did, so what?
Britain's House of Lords has been having difficulty reducing its catering budget of circa £1.3 million sterling. Part of the problem, it was revealed, is their consumption of champagne, amounting to 17,000 bottles from 2010 to some point in mid-2014. The House of Lords has 790 members, not all of whom participate regularly, but we leave that aside. The budget seems to allow for more than 6 bottles of champagne per member per annum. Last year, here at the University of Victoria, more than $5.3 million were spent on office supplies in a single year. I do not know if that number includes champagne. Don't believe me? See the screenshot below or check the numbers yourself. They're publicly available, as with the accounting for any charity registered in Canada. The problem isn't just what gets spent, but also, reciprocally, how austerity in other areas is justified while these levels of spending are ongoing without really being susceptible to scrutiny.
I also want to be able to fight the best that I can and get involved in everything that I believe will help the cause. And sometimes that takes money, and often I am given opportunities to get involved in that I have to say no to because I simply do not have the funds. So I don't want that to be an issue. I want to try to start being more organized and getting more done and employing people if need be and getting the equipment that I need to get, and whatever it takes to move this vegan movement as far forward as possible. I want to be able to do that, and if more money will help me do that, then that is what I'm going to have to do.
Also, we need to say thank you to everyone that subscribed to the OnlyFans.
Yeah.
You guys are awesome.
They're just sitting here masturbating as hard as they possibly can, as quietly as they can, because their parents are in the next room talking about how disappointed they are in them. And they're like, why would I ever pay for this when this slut's giving it away for free? You're right, buddy, you're right.
If anyone watched my video yesterday and decided to buy into EWT, they would have made 20% more on their investment. We think. No, this isn't financial advice.
It's not financial advice, but I
Just a couple of guys paying attention to the charts.
I'm at this point where all I want to do is give and help and like just give back to people. But like also I need money to do that, and because I haven't been creating that much at all, my income dropped significantly when I was in Hawaii. But I literally had to sell my camera last month to pay rent. My camera. And that literally makes me want to cry.
It's okay to have money. It's good to have money. Like, look at the most famous people in the world, the most influential people in the world. They're influential because they got money. Money is power.
Because I feel like art is an extension of who I am. Like art is what gives me life. It's what makes me feel alive. And I don't have my camera anymore. Like my beautiful camera that I used to film all those videos. I literally don't have it because I was like broke.
So people looking up to all these people with 50 million followers on Instagram, what do you eat? I want to do whatever you do. What do you eat? They're up there because they're loaded with cash. Money is It's what everyone cares about.
It's so easy for social media to give the impression that like I have this together and that I like have my shit figured out, and really like no one does.
I want to be able to do this job until the job is done, until we've reached total animal liberation. To do that, I'm going to need some sort of security, some sort of income, so that I don't have to quit doing this and get stuck in some sort of 9-to-5 job where I am not helping this cause at all. Obviously, money can help the vegan movement and the animal rights movement in countless different ways. One of them, when we're talking about social media, if you are living a great life, a really great life, a life that most people can't live, you are going to attract vegans and countless non-vegans. Probably one of the best things you could do in terms of activism is get very rich and famous, live it up, and influence your tens of millions of followers to go vegan. I'm striving to do that.
Get married on a porch in Vegas.
I would recommend anybody who's in any grade now to drop out of school, for real. And that's no joke at all. At some point, if I get to the point where there's no other alternative for me than to work, then I'll probably just take a few of my things and just get away somewhere. Maybe on some island, I'm not sure. But I would probably rather die trying to hunt my food somewhere than I would rather live like that, honestly, than be enslaved.
Someone like James Aspey has become so accustomed to living on permanent vacation and calling it activism. Someone like James Aspey has become so accustomed to bottomless budgets with zero accountability, zero transparency, asking you for donations, and not even letting you know how much money he's got, how much he's received in donations, much less what he plans to do with it or what actually happened to that money, because sometimes plans go wrong. He is so accustomed to living with this reckless lack of accountability that he perceives this as normal. He sees no fault in himself whatsoever. If you're one of James Aspey's supporters, one of his donors, please let him know. It's not normal at all.
James Aspey, I don't know James Aspey very well. I just met him last night, yo. But I met him. He seemed like a pretty cool guy. You can make up your own decisions about James fucking Aspey. I thought he was pretty cool. He seemed like pretty up and up. But should James Aspey have any money? I don't have much money. I'm not making ends meet. I am not actually able to. I always have a shortfall. I'm living in debt right now, hoping that one of these days I won't. I mean, is that such a big, to make a difference and pay the bills? I don't think that's so much to ask.
In this self-same video that I'm quoting from, Sky breaks it down for you. He explains the generous salary he receives from people for the ethical treatment of animals and the even more generous expense account that he uses to pay for his flights, for his permanent vacation lifestyle, his hotels, his beach vacation in Key West, the points that he has built up at the Hilton chain of hotels while complaining that he's stuck in these run-down Motel 8s that have cockroaches in them, that he's stuck eating soup out of a can. He's crying rich and crying poor simultaneously in a strange and self-contradictory way. But tell me what I just quoted from Sky here. What I just quoted. If that were true, don't you think Sky would show and prove?
I'm not making ends meet. I am not actually able to. I always have a shortfall. I'm living in debt right now.
If Sky were being paid so little money from PETA, if his expense account were so minuscule, don't you think he would, at least for fundraising purposes, post the real numbers in a transparent and accountable way, and he would come out and prove to you, dear viewer, that he is actually getting deeper and deeper into debt month after month just so that he can drive a truck around southern Florida and do face-to-face street interviews with meat eaters about why they don't care about veganism.
We don't need to be martyrs or saints. I am kind of like martyring myself in various ways. Maybe not Valley Forge style, but for a 21st century 45-year-old man, okay, I'm not a soldier in 18th century Valley Forge, but to say I'm not making sacrifices is a bit ridiculous, especially fucking rich coming from someone like Butterbean over here.
Bro, who has suffered less? In this video, in this same video, you describe it as your dream job. That PETA gave you the opportunity to go from beach to beach, to from hotel to hotel, philosophizing while building up your social media presence here on YouTube. At age 45, you're turning your whole life around. You got to leave behind your miserable career working in the back of a kitchen in a whole series of restaurants where you had to slaughter animals, among other indignities, where you had to serve alcohol to drunks. And just look at you now. The world's your oyster. You've got the world at your feet. But you're trying to cry poor. You're trying to present yourself as a martyr, at the same time mixing it in with exactly the sort of narcissistic boasting that made James Aspey the most despised man in the vegan movement.